Hey y'all, this is Jasmine Jones with the Business Umbrella here with the Let's Talk Business podcast. So this series will be called The Big Jump, and it's geared towards entrepreneurs who are thinking about starting a business but have not yet taken that big jump. So today we have the beautiful Brittnee with MAAD Marketing, and we're going to speak with her today just about her journey on taking a big jump and getting her business started. So how you doing today, Brittnee?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I think it's really important that as entrepreneurs, we give back to the community and, educate the community on things. So let's jump right into it. What inspired the start of MAAD Marketing?
Okay, so I was doing weddings and events and things like that, like promo goods, and I was meeting a lot of people who kept saying they weren't happy with their designs, they weren't happy with what their business looked like, they just were miserable. And I was like, well, I'm getting sick of doing weddings because brides are different. And yeah, so I was just like, you know what? I got an idea that you can do, and let me try this for you. And then they would love it, and it would take off, and I'd be like, man, I didn't get paid for that. I should offer people that as a service, right? Because if you're going to take this idea and it be something big, I want to be a part of that and help you make it even bigger. So that's how MAAD Marketing got started. It was just like, I want to help people grow. I want to help people find their passion and actually make it look like what they want it to look like, versus they had to go on Fiverr and buy a standard template or go on Google and steal an image. Right. So I was like, let's do this. Let's customize, let's grow, let's give truth to passions, and let's do it.
So let me ask you this, about how long ago was that?
Ooh, I'd say about 5 years now. About five. Okay. No, I'm sorry. It's about 6-7 years now.
How long did it take to actually get it up and going?
About 2-3 years.
Okay, so you kind of sat on the idea for a little while. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so what made you finally say, okay, today is the day. We're going to start doing MAAD Marketing?
I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when I met someone and they were like, I need you to do this A, B, C, D, E, F, G for me. How much time does it take to do it? Can you do it in a quick turnaround? And I was like, you know what? I'm up for the challenge. Dive straight in. I think I completed a website, a logo, just some promo goods, printed and digital. And it was in like 7 to 10 days. And I was like, man, that felt like nothing. Right.
You're like, I think I can really do this.
I could do this.
Okay. So being in business for more than 5 years, what are 3 specific challenges you have faced and how did you overcome them?
The biggest one is fear. Definitely fear. It is still something that I constantly battle with because it's like you're trying to measure up to something. And I feel like when you're creating a business, especially something that's from you, right? There's nothing to measure it to because it's you, right? So nothing's gonna look like what you're trying to build. So you're always like, well, it doesn't look like that. Is it gonna be good enough? It doesn't look like that. Is it gonna be right? So that fear, that constant like worry, oh my God, that'll take you out like for years, and then it'll inhibit everything you have, all your gifts, and you gotta like bypass that every day. So fear is my number 1, probably my number 2 also.
So how did you overcome fear?
Oh, okay. So I started doing literally affirmations, like telling myself every day, and then realizing that there's nothing that was given to me that's not supposed to be given to other people. Like if I was given this gift, I'm supposed to share it. So I have to share it. Otherwise, I'm suffering in life. I started realizing that everything that was attached to me was failing because I wasn't being truthful in what I was supposed to do.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's a gem.
Yeah. So when your children are like acting out and they got attitudes and you're like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? Did you have attitude yesterday?
Right.
Like, were you honest when you did such and such? Like, they're doing bad in schoolwork. Were you doing something?
Right.
So it's just all connected.
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy. So, yeah.
Okay, what about challenge number 2?
That's still fear.
It's still fear, huh?
No, I would say pricing. Like people
definitely.
Know, am I charging enough? Oh, you hear a bunch of people say charge your worth. But I just started. Like,
what does that even mean? When you're when you're first getting started, what does charge your worth mean?
So trying to figure out what's comfortable. So I just say be comparable. Be comparable, be competitive. And then as I grow, once I get it right, like the 4th or 5th time, okay, I can take another step.
Right, definitely.
So figuring out pricing. And then the third challenge would be time. because I love it so much, finding the balance of not giving all of my time to it, still trying to be Brittnee while also being MAAD Marketing.
So what are some things you did to overcome the whole time management thing to where you are able to separate the two?
I said if I could make at least $2,000 a month, I know that I can pay somebody $500 and not miss it to take some of these things off my plate.
Outsourcing,
yes,
right?
Yes. So
Shout out to that.
If I can get one thing off my plate that would help me, I'll do that. So that's what I did.
Do you use any apps or anything like that to like prioritize or do checklists? Or is it like all over your mirror with yellow sticky notes?
It's both.
All of that. A little bit of both, right?
It's both. It's on my computer. It's on the mirrors. It's on the wall. It's apps all over my phone. But I use my Google Calendar for sure. I use Planoly to schedule content and like to plan out what it's going to look like for the month. And then I use Evernote.
Okay.
So Evernote.
Evernote.
It gives me like tasks and stuff like that. It gives me tasks to like check off to-do list, and I can build a project board. So if I have a project going on, I can say, okay, I got this to do, this to do, this to do. Okay, I did that. Now I can keep going down that project list.
Oh yeah, I use an app very similar to that called Trello. Have you ever heard of it?
I heard of Trello.
Yeah, so we me and some of the other staff members on my team, we communicate through Trello, and Google Calendar is my life.
Yes.
Like
yes.
every morning I have to go and just click on today's date, and it'll list everything that I have planned for today. So Google Calendar is definitely a big plus. Yes. But I want to go back to pricing. Mm-hmm. So how did you overcome that? Like, do you do package pricing or do you do like hourly pricing?
So I started with hourly just to gain comfort and to see how it worked, but it didn't fit my I guess the outline of what I do.
Yeah.
So hourly, where I can't tell you how many hours it's going to take me because I still have 5 other clients and a life to live. So I can't tell you the amount of hours it's going to take. But I can say I'm willing to give up this amount of time for that project for this amount of money. I think this project is worth this amount of money. And then you say, okay, yes, I can or cannot afford it, or I want to afford it. What can I do? And we say, okay, well, I won't do these 2 things, and we can still stay in your budget.
Right.
So just different things like that. And I learned to ask people for their budget.
At the beginning, what are you looking to spend on this project?
When they say, oh, I don't have a budget. Well, what's too much? Okay.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, something that we've been trying to teach at the Business Umbrella is that when someone wants to start a business, they need to create a startup budget. Yeah. So that will really help because you're able to put all of those items on your startup budget. So you know already I'm going to spend $500 on a website, $600 towards marketing through Facebook ads or whatever the case is, so that when they do contract with someone like you and you ask, what's your budget, they have the answer.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you prefer to complete majority of your tasks yourself, or do you outsource services? So I know we just talked about that. So you started out trying to do everything yourself, and now you're big on outsourcing, or what?
I'm a little bit of both because I still have takeover spirit. So I like to see it. And then it's once I get comfortable with you doing it, then I'll leave you alone. I'm not a hoverboard. I'm not gonna like stay and watch you do it. I'll walk away, but I need to be comfortable. Right. And I'm sure that's anybody with anything, a daycare, a school, your car. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Confidence and trust. You know, you want to trust that they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do. So how's that worked with you being able to outsource now? Like, what are some of the benefits from that?
So I've gotten a lot of my nights back. So I'm not up till 3:00 in the morning unless I want to be.
Right. That's got to be a plus, right?
Yes. And then so sometimes I'd be like, oh, I don't have time to do this, and then it's already done when I look at it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I gave that to such and such. So it's like the little details sometimes you forget about in the big haste of everything, and then when you go back, they're already done. You're like, God, look at that. So
do you consider like the service that you offer? Do you consider that like an outsourced service for other entrepreneurs?
I do. Yeah, I definitely do, because with content creation or even like detailed website building and stuff like that, you need somebody who can give time to that instead of trying to create it on the fly, because you may miss something, especially a button. I've had plenty of websites that I've gone to and the button took me to like this page is not here anymore. Right. And I'm like, oh. So
that's funny. Okay. So if you had to sit down with the inspiring entrepreneur, what would be your advice to them?
I would tell them, just do it. Like, just try. Like, even
Just take the big jump.
take the big jump, literally.
That's great.
Even if you gotta tiptoe your way into that jump,
Right.
You know how you on a trampoline and you about to do a flip and you
Right.
like do the 1, 2, 3 test.
Right.
Do your 1, 2, 3 test.
Yeah, and then go on get up there.
Jump.
Definitely.
So it's just imperative.
Yeah, definitely. When I think about the inspiring entrepreneur, because that's who this podcast is geared to, I want to go back to the fear thing, because I think that's really, really big on people starting their business. When you first got started, was it a passion, or do you feel like it was a talent, or a little bit of both?
Both. It was definitely a passion. I'm sorry, a talent pushing a passion. So I could do these things, but I didn't know how much I wanted to do them until I dabbled in it. And then the talent, people were like, oh, yeah, do it for me, do it for me, do it for me. And I'm like, okay, well, can I? And then I started seeing that I could. And I was like, man, and this really brings me joy. So my talent showed me what my passion really was. And I was like, oh, well, why didn't I know that all along? But that's a totally different
That's a whole nother story. But hey, things like that, it brings up those type of things. So let me ask you this. Do you think that an entrepreneur needs both? Do you think that they can start a business with just pure talent? Or do you feel like they need talent and passion? Or do you feel like they can start a business with just pure passion?
Anyone can start a business with talent. The longevity of your business may not last because you don't have the passion. So you can draw, but are you going to be tired of drawing by the time the 50th person asks you to draw something?
Right.
So if you don't find joy, if it doesn't spark something in you, if you don't have that passion, it won't last. It's going to make you miserable because it's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, free game right there. Shout out to Brittnee for that. Okay, so tell me this. What is one key to success you are experiencing that you wish you would have started with from day one? Trust.
I wish I would have trusted other people and myself more. Like when people said, I'll help you.
Yeah.
I wish I would have trusted that they really would have helped me and took the help and did what I was supposed to be doing. So I could have got here a lot faster. So you know what? I'm glad you bring that up. So here at the Business Umbrella, we serve as the back office to entrepreneurs and small business owners. Yep. So basically what we do is someone wants to start a business, or maybe someone's already in business and they don't have their time like we talked about earlier. So what we do is we come in, we take care of all of their financial and administrative needs. So if their company is growing and now we need staff, we do recruitment, we train staff, we do bookkeeping. So every month we could sit down and review, is this product or is this service making money? And then if it is, then we'll do projections for next month and say, okay, we can run a sale. Or if it's not making money, let's scratch that. And what do we need to do to bring in profit? So at the Business Umbrella, we really provide that support to the entrepreneur and make it like corporate. You know, we give it that corporate feel, but on a smaller scale. So considering things like bookkeeping, human resources, contracts, policy and procedures, out of those things, what is a service you wish that you could have started with that might have helped you grow at a faster pace? Knowing what product would have been, like which one was making money and what wasn't, especially when I was doing those weddings. If somebody would have told me, sis, your time versus the put out and the return, it's not worth it sooner, oh yeah. That was a lot of stress.
Definitely. You know, I always try to tell people about bookkeeping, but not just bookkeeping, also budgeting and doing like budget forecasting, because it's just so important in business. How can you scale your business if you don't even know if you're making a profit or not?
Right.
And so when entrepreneurs hit the ground, they see that money coming in, whether it's through Cash App, Zelle, like they're just bringing the money in, so they're just on the go. But they're not tracking how much time that you had to take, the gas, the amount you spend on inventory, you know. So I really do think that budgeting projection is really good because it just guides your decisions in business. So that's really good. So tell us about MAAD Marketing and how people can get in touch with you and how your business will benefit them.
Okay, so MAAD Marketing is a digital marketing company. We also do who specializes in content creation and business build up. So with that, people be like, well, what do I get?
I was just getting ready to say, break that down for us, okay?
You get, I could do anything from logo packages and create content for you, meaning I give you the ideas, the designs, and the schedule on how and when to post said content, whether it be on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you want to use, your website, however we're rolling it out. We create that plan for you, we put it in place, and we go get the money. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So
we in the bag like that, right?
We test the market for you. I've had plenty of tests on lots of markets that already, when you come in, I probably already know what the best plan is for you. And then, what the best timeline is for you. And then we roll it out, and get your money. Like, I just had a client, and I'm creating this new book series, 30 seats in 7 days. He wanted to fill 30 seats for his class, and he gave me 10 days, and I filled it in 7. No ads ran, just basic content marketing.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So he made over $10,000 off those 30 seats. So, yes. So, I was like, bro.
It's worth it, right? It's worth the package.
I had to look in the mirror and be like, B, you so dope.
Like, girl, you killing it.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
So, it's just stuff like that. And where people will make you believe that it's so hard, like you have to do all this and all that, when really it's just building a relationship and having a conversation at the right time in the right way.
Right.
So that's what I do, and that I help people basically find their purpose in their business, and we market that. So if you say I'm the business umbrella and I want to do A, B, or C, we gonna go tell people A, B, or C, because you probably told them D, E, and F, and they know G, H, and I.
Wow. So you gonna make it all make sense, right?
Right.
Okay.
See, we gotta put it back together and make it what the client needs. So.
That's really dope. If I had some emojis, I'll have fire coming down the screen, right?
Yes.
So say I'm a brand new entrepreneur. I just have an idea. That's all I have, and I reach out to you. What does that look like, or how do I get in contact with you?
So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. You can even search Google. That's MAAD, MAAD Markets, and that's MARKETS. And you can hit me up. I have link in bios where you can do a 30-minute consultation with me. You can also DM me. I am very open to answering questions. I'm not shutting nobody down just because they say they can't afford a certain thing.
Right.
If you got an idea and you want to know how to make it grow, let's talk.
Yeah.
Like, let's figure out what it could look like. What are the possibilities? Which way do you want to grow? And I'm sure I can point you in the right direction of either somebody that can help you, or a plan that can help you, a book that can help you, something.
Right.
So you can't leave you high and dry.
Right.
Something.
Gotta give you something, huh?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Say I go online and I book the consultation, but I have no idea. I don't know what I want the logo to look like. I don't know if I don't have any social media platforms. I just know I want to start this business.
Okay.
Are you going to help me get the steps that I need? Or are you going to kind of guide me if I don't have any idea?
Yes. So I ask you a series of questions that basically helps you guide me, because people say they don't know, but when I ask you a question, you have an answer.
You really do know.
Yeah,
you just
really
need someone to structure that.
Right.
Okay.
So you say, oh, well, I want to start a medical business. Oh, well, what kind of medical business? I don't know. I just really like helping people that got hurt feet. Oh, well, sis, you want to be a podiatrist?
Okay.
Do something for feet. Let's go get some doctor shows. Let's invest in this. Like, that's what I do. I help pull it out of you, even if you say you quote unquote don't know.
All right. Well, Brittnee, we want to thank you for coming on to Let's Talk Business, because I feel like we definitely talk business today, and was able to drop some gems and jewels for the inspiring entrepreneurs out there. So definitely don't be a stranger to the show. You can always come back and be able to share your light with other inspiring entrepreneurs. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is exciting.